Hello, this is Inspired 99. This video show us what Bob Cicherillo say about Big Ramy on the next Mr. Olympia 2023. Mamdouh Big Ramy Elssbiay, a bodybuilder, gained notoriety after losing the 2022 Mr. Olympia title in December. On a recent episode of Voice of Bodybuilding, athletes advocate Bob Cicherillo discussed Ramy's failure and outlined his likely road to recovery. Big Ramy, a former two-time Mr. Olympia, initially came to public prominence as an IFBB Pro Men's Open contender after winning the 2013 New York Pro. He was able to compete in his first Olympian competition thanks to the win, finishing 9th. Ramy kept moving up the ranks, gaining more victories along the way, including the 2014 New York Pro and the 2015 Arnold Classic Brazil. He also improved his body over time. In 2017, he came very close to defeating seven-time winner Phil Heath at the Olympia, but he fell short. Big Ramy defeated previous champion Brandon Curry in the 2020 Mr. Olympia to finally win the prestigious Mamdouh trophy. The next year, in 2021, he added a successful championship defense and seemed to be far superior to his rivals in terms of raw muscle bulk. But 3 months ago, at the 2022 Mr. Olympia, Ramy met his demise. He arrived with a clearly off-kilter appearance and dropped to 6th place. Several theories about what went wrong with the Egyptian mass monster surfaced after the performance. Dr. Khan provided Ramy with stem cell therapy to speed up his recovery from nerve injury. He registered for the 2023 Arnold Classic since he didn't want to spend too much time watching from the sidelines. Dr. Khan said that the therapy was successful despite the fact that many people seemed to write him off for the honor. With his massive X-frame and V-taper, Ramy was encouraged by coach Milos Sarcev to wreak revenge on Olympia runner-up Nick Walker. Ramy gave an outstanding physique update 3 weeks before the competition, which was a portent of things to come. Ramy's ability to get shredded was criticized by bodybuilder Kevin Levrone, who didn't think Ramy posed a danger. Chad Nichols, the coach of Ramy, had high expectations for the match. He thought Ramy's issues from the Olympia had been overcome, putting him back in the mix for the crown. Huge Ramy received additional encouragement from renowned bodybuilder Jay Cutler in his quest to complete an amazing comeback by winning the Arnold Classic. Despite Ramy's improved performance, Samson Dada won since he outperformed everyone else. Behind the winner Nick Walker and the third-place finisher Andrew Jacked, Ramy came in 4th. Cicherillo offered his analysis of the tournament after the Arnold Classic to comment on the results. He asserts that Walker could have finished 3rd instead of last due to the loss of his known freak factor, which he feels prevented Walker from winning the top prize. Also, he responded to the criticism leveled against the event's judges. This week, Cicherillo went into detail about how to evaluate a bodybuilding competition. He reaffirmed his argument for why Walker lost and offered a thorough method for evaluating a person's body. Bob Cicherillo recently offered his opinions on the fall of Big Ramy in a YouTube video. He described the typical trajectory of a competitive bodybuilder's career. We go back 10 years ago in 2013, Big Ramy kinda came in big on the scene with a physique that would forever change the landscape of bodybuilding for the next 10 years with a big win at the New York Pro, said Cicherillo. But if we zoom fast forward to 2023, so 10 years later. What's changed? Well, he's 10 years older, he added, as this relates to training, from your 20 seconds to your 30 seconds to your 40 seconds. And you're going to see this, especially in pro or competitive bodybuilders. In your 20 seconds to 30 seconds, you should be building a base for bodybuilding, building the shoulders, keeping that small waist, big flaring thighs, back, etc. From 30 to 40, you're looking to refine your physique now. This is where it gets hairy because this is the golden spot for bodybuilders. This is where your peak conditioning, your peak physique as it would be is somewhere between 30 and 40. That's the sweet spot. Let's split halfway at 35. From 40 on, you should really be looking at preserving the body. Cicherillo emphasized Ramy's failure to adjust over time as the cause of his downfall. During the peak of your career, this is where I think Big Ramy has fallen into this trap. The exercises stay the same because you're seeing results. In his Olympia career, he placed 8th, 7th, 5th, 4th, 2nd, and then 6th again before he won 2 and then 6. You can see the consistency that this guy was making great progress. We saw a better Big Ramy every time we saw him. We saw a refinement of the physique, but his base training, if it remained the same, will only take you so far. Then, you're going to start getting diminishing returns. Don't need the squat anymore, don't need to do bend over or bench press anymore. If anybody's ever torn a pec, 99.99% of pec tears occur with the bench press. You can literally get rid of all these core exercises when you turn 30 once you reach the pros. This is the time to work on refinement. Arms need to come up a bit, need more lat width, thickness in your back, bigger calves. When you get towards the end of your career, as you approach 40, Now you're in preservation. That means you can start downsizing your training a little bit to compensate. You can't do what you could in your 20 seconds. If you keep going to the well, I can guarantee you will come up empty in one of those trips. That empty will surface in the form of an injury, something that's chronic. Bob thought Big Ramy would be better off sitting out the rest of the shows than continuing to compete. What happened to Big Ramy? Aging process, training anomalies, he's got clear differences to his physique. He's also got, not to take away from anybody but who he started out with and competing against was a little bit harder in my opinion and a little tougher lineup. Was this lineup as tough as the one from 10 years ago? No, not in any way, shape, or form, but Big Ramy was struggling. You can see why, and that was against lesser competition. So the problems are a little bit more than we even think. What's my recommendation? Take off. You've already heard his trainer Chad Nisholz recommend they do some stem cells. That's a great idea just to kind of get back because I think there might be some nerve issues there. Let's face it, Ramy is big. He's 300 pounds. He hasn't lost any muscle in terms of overall. He's still carrying as much mass if not more, but that seems to be a problem now. Cicherillo outlined Ramy's prospective course for redemption but added the qualifier that it might not actually occur. I don't think he's capable of winning an Olympia again, but let's just say he wants to compete. He's got more gas in the tank. First and foremost, I would take some good time off to let the body heal. Secondly, you want to try stem cells, TRT, peptides, lots of stuff that can help. You can go that route. Then, you can kind of revamp your physique. If I was Ramy and coming back, you wouldn't see me for a year. I would revamp the whole physique if he can, come back, return to the old school physique, 10 to 15 pounds lighter, and assuming he could heal any of those areas we saw to be a problem, he could be a contender again. It's unlikely because he'll be 41 years old at that point and it doesn't get easier as you go on. It's going to get much harder. Cicherillo's study suggests that Big Ramy may have seen his best days. The judge's desire for the ideal Mr. Olympia body appears to have changed, and Ramy would find it difficult to further convey this. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, please hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated on all of our latest content. Your support means everything to us, and we couldn't do this without you. So once again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.